And at the end of all my videos, I have this moment of positivity, of clarity, of self-help, of, you know, just kind of voicing my thoughts. And again, I don't do this as an act of performance or anything. I play this game, all my games, because I enjoy gaming. But I enjoy getting a message out too, because I know, God, in some of my darkest times, I would have loved to have heard some of these things. And there were people out there that spread messages of positivity that I really glommed onto. Love them or hate them for kind of the drama that's happened in the last half year or so for them. I do believe that Pirate Software has a fantastic message of empathy and humanity in most things he talks about. Um, the guys from the Core podcast, Scott Johnson, John Jagger, Bo Schwartz, I think they've got really good messages as well. So yeah, if you're looking for things like that, if you're looking for people who kind of promote the joys of some gaming, those are some other people to look into. But yeah, now, sorry, to wrap up again and go on to my message. Last time we talked about the feeling of being unseen, of walking around in a world that blurs at the edges like it's trying to look through you instead of at you, sorry. And I thought about that a lot since our last session, which was last Tuesday. And it's really easy to feel like we have to do something loud or grand to be noticed, like we have to prove our worth by being exceptional. But more often than not, real strength lives in quieter places. It's about showing up even when you're running on fumes, about being kind when it'd be easier to be anything else, to be angry, to be hateful, to be spiteful. It's about remembering that soft doesn't mean weak, and small doesn't mean insignificant. And sometimes in letting go, we're learning how to carry memories gently instead of painfully. And with that, like I said, we've kind of wrapped up our Slay the Princess for now. This is definitely something I'm going to circle back to and probably stream again. But we're going to move into something different, just for a bit of a different story. And I think we're going to move into Spiritfarer, which is a game I've, played maybe 10, 15 minutes of and then looked back on and thought this would be really cool to stream with our messages of positivity and acceptance and empathy and all that. And I am going into it blind, aside from some of the things I've heard from the Core podcast, where especially John Jagger speaks very highly of it. And what I understand that is going on in that game is it's about helping others move on. And I think in doing so personally, that when we learn that, we also learn for ourselves how to hold space for grief and for love and for ourselves. So that's something I'm really excited into going into next. And with that being said, like I said, we ran a little longer today, but that's fine because this was so much fun. I gotta get going. I got some stuff going on this morning. But please remember, if today was a day that felt like no one noticed you, or you didn't accomplish anything big or grand or loud, if all you do today or did today was exist, just remember that that's enough and you're enough. You're not behind, you're not invisible, you're here, you're in the moment. And that matters more than you'll ever know. So again, thank you for spending time with me this morning. Whether you tuned in live, or you've come back and watched the VODs, or found it on YouTube, or you've seen this outro message on Twitch, I'm so happy that you came. And I hope it gave you a moment to breathe and a moment to feel seen because I do see you, and I'm glad you're here. Take care of yourself today. And remember, no matter where this story takes us next, no matter what the world sees or doesn't, you still matter, and you always will.